This is a Rogue Media Network podcast.
Caroline, you should tell them about the newest thing that Bloody Happy Hour is doing.
A Patreon.
It's a Patreon. What is that?
That means you're basically like a VIP member, and there's 2 different levels that you can, subscribe to, and you get some perks. You maybe get like merch a little earlier. You get
exclusive merch.
You could get first dibs on signing up for a live show. You get episodes with no commercials.
You get our video because our video is no longer available on YouTube. It is only on Patreon. And the most important to me is you get videos of our live shows. So if you are far away and you couldn't make our last live show, it will be on the website. We're going to record this future live show. It's going to be on Patreon, but also bonus episodes each month. You guys tell us all the time you want more episodes. This is a way for you to get more episodes. So you're going to get our basic Tuesday, Thursdays that we always put out, right? But if you're on a Patreon, you're VIP, you're going to get more.
I can't wait to talk about in detail some more stories because I always have a lot of details I want to go to. I can law-splain. I might read a book.
They just unsubscribed. This is also going to be the exclusive place that Dirty Chat is going to go to. So if that is breaking some of your hearts, just go ahead and subscribe now. In order to hear the full content, it's going to be Patreon. Where do they go again?
Patreon.com/BloodyHappyHour.
Don't forget to
stay aware,
stay alive,
and always be DTF.
Hey y'all, I'm April.
And I'm Caroline.
And this
is your Bloody Happy Hour.
Caroline, are you ready for this?
This is your newest guilty pleasure.
It's the bloodiest part of your week.
Did we say something about it also being happy hour?
Show did.
Because we about to be sipping on some murder. Bloody Happy Hour.
Hey y'all, this is April.
And this is Caroline.
And this is your Bloody Happy Hour Quickie Tuesday here.
OMG.
And we actually just got some news as of today. March 14th. If you are a Pornhub viewer.
Connoisseur. Or
whether you dabble in it every once in a while or you are every night viewer type of person. If you live in the state of Texas, you are no longer allowed.
Say goodbye. You will be a better person now. You will no longer have the devil in your
Texas was trying to sue them, allegedly, because they wanted you to, put your age? Upload your driver's license? I don't know. It was asking for a lot of information.
We tested it out to make sure that it was legit, and it is legit. You are no longer able to access it, so
at all.
So don't even try it. And if
you
do,
you can either thank or be pissed at Ken Paxton.
And if
what is he? Our Attorney General?
Yep.
Okay.
If you feel like this is going to affect you, then maybe you can go to betterhelp.com/bloody and get 10% off.
Yes, for multiple reasons. That's a good entry conversation.
Yeah, it's pretty serious, and it really can affect your mental health.
Yeah.
So, I think. I mean, maybe.
Actually, instead of typing in www.pornhub.com, type in betterhelp.com. That's HELP.com/bloody, and you will get 10% off.
And you can get a online therapist. You have to just fill out a simple questionnaire, and bam, you get matched. And then if you don't like the person, or maybe they're a good listener, but they just don't give the best feedback, then you can always switch.
Pick a therapist that looked like the person that you would watch on Pornhub, and it's a win-win situation.
Facts. We are probably going to get so many So much feedback. We're not going to get striked at all from
Okay.
BetterHelp.
No, they love this one. Okay, so let's talk about some news. And Caroline, I have to start off in Oregon. What do you think about sleepovers? Did you do sleepovers growing up? Did you
Yeah.
spend the night over at people's
I
house?
think, didn't we have one like 3 years ago or 2?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I still do them as adults.
Absolutely. I'm all about sleepover.
But as a kid, you did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You went to others, and
Slumber
others
par-
came to
yep.
your house.
Mhm.
Okay. People feel very strongly about sleepovers these days, especially if they have little girls.
Oh.
And if you're sitting on the edge of this one, this may push you over.
Oh, no.
So let's talk about. This actually happened in August, but it's come up just this past last week. So in August, there was a group of 12-year-old girls that were having a sleepover. And it's like it was a great sleepover. They got their nails done. They played in the sprinkler. They got in the hot tub. They ordered pizza. They had a little basement, so they watched movies in the basement, gave each other facials and painted nails. Like, it's just 12-year-old
This
girls'
is literally what
dream.
I would do last weekend.
Yes.
Yeah. Probably did it.
Now, Mr. Maiden is the dad of the girl that was hosting the sleepover. We don't know the girl's name. I'll call her Sally Joe because she's underage and they didn't print the name. So Sally Joe's dad is Michael Maiden. He was very involved in this sleepover. Like, he would just join in on conversations. He'd order their pizza. Like, he was just very involved and, like, directed their activities. And just, it seemed like it was great. Even right before bed, he made them bedtime smoothies.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
strawberry,
that's
pineapple, mango
nice.
smoothies.
Oh, no. Oh, I can see where this is going.
And each of them had their own cool cup and their own specific color straw that he wanted to make sure that they did not drink out of each other's cup.
Yeah,
Because
you don't want to get sick or something.
you
Yeah.
had the red straw, Caroline, and I had the green one.
Yeah, that
and
way you know whose cup and yeah.
yeah, I mean, maybe he was just very germaphobe and didn't want them to be swapping spit.
Yeah.
Well, he also said that you can't just drink one. One's not enough. You must drink 2 servings of
You
this
must,
great smoothie.
and I will watch you drink it.
And he
It
did.
puts the lotion on.
But one girl didn't really like the smoothie. It had a little weird little taste, and she just wasn't loving it. And she probably just pushed the smoothie around with her straw.
That would
have been you.
That would have been me. Slay
And
that smoothie.
Mr. Michael Maiden was like, drink that smoothie. You should drink it. You should drink it. And she ended up not drinking it. But one of the girls switched with her, but switched straws to make it seem like she drank it. So the other girl actually got like a triple dose.
Oh.
Okay? So
Hey.
all the girls drank theirs except for, we'll say her name is Jessica.
Yeah.
Except for Jessica. All right? So the girls went to bed about midnight because he had a strict bedtime. He's like, drink your smoothies, put your jammies on, you shower, put your jammies on, and then start winding down and going to bed. But Jessica, who didn't drink her smoothie, she just didn't fall asleep. The other girls, passed out.
They were so tired.
They were telling
Ghost
scary stories.
They were doing light as a feather, stiff as a board, all the
Yes.
things.
And they just passed out mid-sentence. Well, Jessica wasn't sleepy, but she did fake sleeping because Mr. Michaels came down into the basement and just kind of stared at them for a couple minutes. She thought it was really weird.
Yeah, she's like
So
creeped
she
out.
faked sleep.
Yeah, I would do the same.
He went back upstairs.
Oh no.
And she texted her mom. Called her mom. Mom didn't answer. Left mom a message and texted her mom and said, "Mom, please pick me up. And just say I had a family emergency. I don't feel safe. I might not respond, but please come get me. Crying emoji. Please, 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 please pick me up."
Oh no, poor thing.
He came back down and he put his finger underneath her nose to see if she was breathing hard enough to really be sleeping, and kept it there for a little bit. So she was
Oh,
really having to fake.
Wow.
Okay. He went back upstairs and then did this a couple times. Stood over her, watching her for like 15 minutes. She felt his eyes like on him, okay? When he left again, she started calling and texting other people, like friends of the family, and she was like, "Come get me, please. I'm scared. I'm scared. I feel uncomfortable. Please come get me." Well, he went into the bathroom, and she got a text from one of the family friends that was outside because family friend came to pick her up. So she got up and she ran out past him on her way out, got in the car, took off. And when she got home, she told her mom about it. And her mom called all the other girls' parents and she told them what was happening. So all the other girls' parents are now knocking on the door. It's after midnight of Mr. Maiden's house and saying, "I need my daughter. I want my daughter. Something's going on."
And now a word from our sponsors.
He refused to let them go. Well, gave every excuse. "Oh, they're sleeping. Just come back in the morning. They had a great time. I assure you they're okay." And they were like, "I want my daughter." "Oh, just come back. It's not a good time. I want my daughter."
Where the daddy's at.
Yeah. Eventually, he let them take their daughters. The daughters were staggering out.
Groggy as
stumbly,
hell.
Woozy.
Throwing up.
They had no idea what was going on and had very little recollection of what went on after drinking the smoothies. So it turns out, went to the hospital and they had benzos in their system, which is a sedative, like Ambien, like you use it to go to sleep. That's what they gave what's the rich family that we just did? The Bombulos.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they were giving Miss Bombulo.
Oh.
Sonny Bombulo. And so he had to, so that was a big deal kind of in this town, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well,
He drugged these girls.
I guess it took them forever to investigate because he finally had to turn himself in on February 28th. So this happened last August. Turned himself in just now on February 28th, and he was indicted on 9 counts. 3 counts of causing another to ingest a controlled substance. 3 counts of application of a controlled substance of another, and 3 counts of delivery of a controlled substance to a minor. And he would not make a announcement, I guess. Like, he wouldn't speak to the media, but his lawyer just wanted everybody to know that you must remember that you are innocent until proven guilty. So I wonder if a good lawyer, could spin this and say the girls were dabbling in daddy's drugs. Drugs are left in the medicine cabinet downstairs, and the girls probably got in it themselves. I don't know. But what do you think his motivation was? Like, what do you think he was trying to do?
Is there a why? Is it just dad?
It didn't mention a mom, so I feel like mom was out of the picture. Dad, divorced, I don't know. What do you think Dad was going to do?
Okay, and was he just trying to get him to go to sleep?
That's what I was like.
Because you can do melatonin. I mean, you don't but like you don't need to give him a Xanax or whatever.
Yeah, Xanax, Ambien, like it was all in that
That's
whole
too much
classification for 12-year-olds.
And enough so that they could taste it?
Yeah.
Like, because she tasted it.
She tasted it, and that's why it didn't taste right. Now, was he wanting peace and quiet? Like, was he...
Well, okay, but why was
he
he sticking the finger under the nose and trying to see if she was asleep?
Or breathing.
Yeah.
Like, was he scared that he gave them too much?
He needs to go.
Do you think he would have, like, molested him?
Probably.
So, was he a pervert, or was he like, these bitches are getting on my nerves, they just need to go to sleep?
Both. I mean, it sounds more like perverted because what?
Yeah.
Like they're.
Why do you want them
First
that
of all,
I get if you're knocked out?
I don't. Okay, I don't. I get if it's like little kid. Well, not that.
I'm not going to give anybody's
I know.
kid
I know.
anything.
Yes. Yes. But I can see, like, if you're like you said they're 12-ish years old. Yeah, like they can go and entertain themselves and do their own thing and not bother you. It's not like little kids who are like crying and screaming and you're like, what's wrong? Let me give you a Benadryl like the lady here did.
Yeah.
So that's why it seems like that seems a little bit more sus to me. I think he was it was pervy.
Yeah. Because you were trying to knock them out to not remember.
Yeah.
You don't remember shit when you're on Ambien.
No, you don't.
Xanax and all that shit. So I think he was a perv.
Wow, I never even heard of that story.
I just stumbled on it. Yeah, I just thought it was crazy.
Wow.
So that was Oregon. Let's go to Nashville and talk about Riley Strain. This, always the college kids hit me a certain way.
Did you watch the videos?
Uh-huh. So Nashville, Tennessee, one of my favorite places. Now, Riley Strain is a Mizzou student. He's 22 years old, and he was on a college trip with his fraternity brothers. And they all rode a bus. He's been on this college trip a couple times before to Nashville. And that evening, they all went to Broadway Street, which is like the 6th Street or the Bourbon Street of Nashville, except for times 25. Like, it is badass, okay?
Yeah.
Packed all the time. And they were at Luke Bryan's bar. And all the famous country singers have their own, not all, but a lot of them have their own country bars on the Strip.
Oh, yeah,
Alan Jackson, Miranda Lambert, even Kid Rock has one. So they're at Luke Bryan's bar. Now, at about 9:45 p.m., he was asked to leave the bar. And so him and his group of fraternity brothers that he was with got separated, like in this commotion. And I can see how, because it's literally shoulder to shoulder in some of these places. And these bars are multiple levels. And I've been in Luke Bryan's bar, and it is multiple levels, right? So they got separated, and when they couldn't find him, his fraternity brothers called him, and he answered the phone, and he says, "I'm just walking back to the hotel." So they said, okay. They didn't think anything about it. They partied. When they got to the hotel, Riley was not there. But I've read in multiple reports that his room key was. They tried to call him, and then his phone was dead. Like, it went straight to voicemail. So, like the good friends they are, hopefully, they went out searching for him. They didn't just pass out. They didn't just leave it alone. They went out searching for him on Broadway Street, in the area. They checked his Snapchat locations.
I think he sent a snap or something at some, like 3 or something. That was his last.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't see that. What was the snap?
I just think that was like maybe the last time that they tracked his phone was because he had sent a snap at like 3 something maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
Now, they assumed that he probably went to one of the other frat brothers' rooms, because there's like 30 of them that were all down there. But they weren't going to just fall asleep on that. They went and searched the frat brothers' rooms.
Yeah.
But he wasn't there. Nobody else had seen him. So they were like, I need to call Riley's mom. So they called Riley's mom and dad. And, that phone call to get in the middle of the night, they were immediately scared to death. They jumped in the car, and they drove from Springfield, Missouri to Nashville. And this was Friday the 8th, March 8th. He has not been seen since. So police immediately, they started searching. They had helicopters. They searched the banks of the Cumberland River. That's like a downtown area, which I don't remember seeing that, but obviously the strip leads to this river.
Yeah, I was watching
which
them.
made me think of all these guys going missing in party areas, near the water.
Well, it reminded me of Austin.
The Austin
all the stuff in
ones,
Austin.
yeah. He is 6'7" and 155 pounds, so he's tall and like lean, skinny.
Wow, he's super skinny.
Yes.
6'7"?
6'7" and 155 pounds. He's dark blonde hair, blue eyes. He was wearing a black and brown button-up shirt, blue jeans, brown boots, and a black Apple Watch. Video released has shown him walking, but he seemed pretty drunk, and at one point he fell and got back up. He seemed to be alone, though there were others around him. They were kind of like crowded together, and he was walking alone in the videos
I wouldn't know if I would say walking as far as
stumbling.
I mean, there was 2 different videos. One of them, he like tried to do like one of those Biden jogs, where you kind of like, and then like stumbled and like completely fell on his face, and then like laid there for a few seconds and slowly got up. And then the other one, he just looked like he had that zombie meth zombie, those people who are on. It just looked kind of zombie-ish, like. He had to have been. He had to have been drugged or something.
Well,
I don't know. Continue.
Well, and that's the thing is like, his friends had to have known he was that drunk. Unless it just happened. If it was just alcohol and he was that drunk, that don't happen that quick. But he's skinny. I mean, like, he's small.
I just don't ever. I've never been that to where where I'm falling. I mean, like, I think you have to have something in addition to alcohol. I think. Because alcohol, you would just be like puking.
And and maybe he was. I don't know. And hopefully we'll get some answers. But he has not been seen since. And then it turns out, since the video has come out, he was walking in the opposite way of their hotel. Which it's easy to get turned around on those streets because it's so busy and there's just lights everywhere. I don't know why these sources kept reporting that his room key was in the room. But they didn't report that he was seen entering the lobby and then leaving the lobby. Did he ever have the room key with him? Like, what? Multiple sources had that in there. So that's why I was like, that has to be important if they kept printing it.
I don't know.
His room key was in there, but not him.
His room? Okay. Well, you can have multiple room keys.
Yeah, but you don't have your own room.
I don't know. I just looked it up. The last thing they said, they have not found clothing, wallet, phone, nothing.
Nothing.
And
the parents interview, like that mom.
Oh yeah,
can hardly talk.
She was way more distraught than Madeline Soto's mom.
Oh,
who was like not even having a tear.
She can hardly talk. She said that they were so close they would talk every day, multiple times a day. This is the longest she's ever gone without talking to her son. She just wants to know where he's at and if he's okay.
Does that river, it have like a current or that what?
I don't know.
I mean, I think he had to have fallen in. He had to have stumbled. I mean, you've been there. I think they said that he was kind of close to one of a river.
I mean, they're searching it for a reason. It has to be close. I don't remember being anywhere near a river. But you have to be that out of it because you can tell where the strip ends, basically, like where the main part ends, because it gets dark, the light's gone, you don't hear the music anymore, the cars aren't as busy.
Isn't that it right there? It was not right there, but right. Oh shit. Is that it? Is that water? right there.
Yeah. I mean, you're close to the river.
Yeah, he's real close. So that's what he had to have drowned. I think he drowned. But wouldn't you be able to track his phone? Unless the river just swept him away.
You can't track the phone if the phone's dead
Well,
and it's
I know,
in the water.
but I know. I just know that anybody named with the name Riley in their name right now is not having a good month. Lake and Riley. Riley, what's this guy? Riley Stein. Riley Strain.
Yeah. Anyways, it's sad. It's devastating. It is their biggest fear because
I am actually.
It's not even a spring. It's a spring break trip, but they weren't even marketing it as a spring break trip because they were with the school on a school bus.
Yeah, and they're
it's
Nashville.
freaking spring break.
Yeah, it is spring break. But it seems like I don't know. I just feel like he had to been some kind of drugged or like had something.
Oh, and hopefully they find his body, and hopefully we can get some answers, or his parents can get some answers about maybe like what might be in his system. What's his alcohol tolerance usually? Is there something else in his system?
Because you know he's not alive.
I mean, it would be crazy if he is.
I mean, where would he be? Ugh, it's so bad.
It's so scary.
And he's
like I had to
not
have
a small. Like he's big.
tall.
You wouldn't.
Yeah. So it's.
I don't think anybody did anything to him. Like I don't think anybody.
But then somebody would have to drug him.
Well, yeah. I mean, they could have.
So
just
what's
been
the purpose of drugging him?
for the fun? I don't know. I don't drug people, so I don't know. But I think maybe just for the fun of it. I have no idea.
I think you drug people to take advantage of them at some point, either to screw them or rob them or kill them. If he was drugged, what if the guy that's killing everybody in Austin was on spring break in Nashville, Tennessee?
He probably was. We have a serial killer. We've just.
Anyways, I hate it for the mom. But I'm also, even though these were good friends and they were doing their due diligence afterwards, you don't separate yourself, even if you're guys. Like, you just don't separate yourself, especially in a different town. And with a ton of people like that, it's scary.
You just don't think about it. You're just like, oh, it's just normal. We're going out. But did they? I don't know. Because I'm like, who left him, though? Like, they just left him alone, all those friends?
He got kicked out, and he took off. But
because
and they did look for him, and he was just like, I'm on my way. And they just kept partying, finished the night off.
I mean,
I don't know.
Because you're like, okay, he's going to, everybody else is probably in the same situation. But
if they didn't think he was drunk, they probably thought he knew how to get back home.
Yeah. And why did he get kicked out?
I think because he was stumbling.
Yeah.
They probably saw that he was that drunk, or seemed like he was that drunk. So if the Luke Bryan's bar saw it, his friends had to have seen it.
Yeah. But I guess we think he was just drunk.
It don't matter. Somebody saw that you were
I know.
I'm just
trying to figure out what. Yeah.
Somebody saw that you were belligerent, and then so your friends had to have seen it too. I don't know. Sad. I'm not pointing fingers. We were out in San Antonio one time, a group of friends, and my very sober friend, she was just ready to get in the bed, and so she was like, "Okay, I'm leaving." And we watched her get in the cab, and she went back into the hotel. I even took a picture of the cab guy's name, but none of us went with her. She was fine. She texted us when she got back. But I always think about that.
That would be
now.
me, because, I like to just go and not say anything.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm surprised I haven't ended up in a river.
No.
But
you can't fit in their trunk, and that's the only reason why. All right, and then we're going to stay in Tennessee because we have another missing.
Yes, there was like 3 missing people this week. There was like a Texas one, too.
This is Hendersonville, Tennessee. I wanted to see
Is this Sebastian?
how close. Yeah. Sebastian Wayne Drake Rodgers. Pretty strong name. 15-year-old boy with autism.
I was wondering. Okay, I thought
He went missing February 26th. Let's just see if there's any sketchiness in here.
Okay.
So he was last seen at home where he lives with his mother and stepfather. Red flag. And only because I'm not trusting stepdaddies right now because of all these
yeah
issues
Soto
going on. Yeah.
Oh God, that. Did you? Okay.
So mom said that she put him to bed, and then he said, "I love you," and said, "I love you" to the puppies, and he went to bed. That right there, to me, is given like way too much information. She went to bed at midnight, and then the next morning, she was getting up and getting him, going to wake him up, get him ready for school, but he was not there in his bed. So then she was like, oh, he must have got up early and is in the kitchen getting him some breakfast, but he was nowhere in the house at all. And then she said there was just sheer panic. She called her husband first, who was working in Memphis at the time. They need to double check that. And then she called 911. So your autistic son with autism is missing. You don't know how long he's been missing. And you call stepdaddy first, and then you call 911.
Maybe he's like, "Hey, do you know where Sebastian is?" And he's like, "No."
Stepdaddy was in Memphis. He drove from Memphis to come get him in the middle of the night and didn't tell you?
You're right.
She said all of his shoes were there, and the front door was locked. He just vanished in midair.
Wow, does he like have floating? Did he like float away? Marshall
Applewhite.
I wouldn't. If Marshall Applewhite be coming, I'm getting on the ship. Bye. Okay, yeah. So yeah, you're right.
So Sebastian's father, Seth Rodgers, is so worried. His quote that he gave to News Channel 5, so this is his biological father.
Yeah.
I just want my son to come home. If he hears me, I want him to tell somebody. Tell somebody I need your phone. Call 911. If someone has you, son, run. Run to the next person you meet. Tell them who you are. Let them find you. Let the police find you so they can bring you back to me. Rodgers wears glasses. He's a white male. He's 5'5". He weighs 120 pounds, has brown hair and brown eyes. Police have searched looking for him using helicopters, drones, search and rescue dogs. On the 29th, so Thursday the 29th, he went missing on the 26th. On the 29th, they searched a landfill in Kentucky. So he went missing in Tennessee, searched a landfill in Kentucky, but this is where the garbage in the county that he lives in is taken. Okay. So I was trying to figure that out.
Okay.
40 to 60 police officers, and they had like big track machines and cadaver dogs searched this landfill for hours and hours, but nothing turned up. The sheriff's office is now asking residents to review surveillance footage and trail cameras to focus on Sunday afternoon through Monday morning. They believe that even the smallest detail could be the key to locating Sebastian. If you know anything, you are to call Sumner County Emergency Center.
There's did you see the video clip of the flashlights that were flashing? Oh, shoot. We got a verdict in the Crumbly case. Sorry. Apparently, according to Twitter, there was some new surveillance footage that said home security footage from the night he disappeared. This shows two people with flashlights walking around the back of the house at approximately 3:30 a.m.
And he was wearing all black, and he had a flashlight or something, right?
Oh, I don't know. This is just the update that I saw just right now.
I did see that Mom said that he was wearing all black. And then I did see something about flashlights, but I couldn't find where that fit in to the story.
It just said that it was just like a latest update.
Okay.
Like it was put maybe
Home
like from
surveillance.
yesterday or something.
But it was 2 people, somebody else with them.
Yeah, it says it just says that there appears to be 2 flashlights moving in the area where he was.
Well, I
seen.
hope it's not Mom, and I'm just being extra hard because you can't trust anybody these days. And I hope police are being the same way. Question everybody. And he very well could have just been. I know a kid with autism, and they don't always know a stranger at all. Like you meet him for once, you tell him, he tells you the name, and he says, "So are we friends now? Can we be friends?" And he literally thinks you are his friend. And so,
boy.
and they just have the best heart.
Yeah.
Usually any kids with disability. So but they can just easily be taken advantage of. It's sad.
If you want, also with going back to Riley Strain, there's this YouTuber. His name is the Pascal Show, Pascal. He actually had an interview with Biodad.
Oh. Okay.
Would that be? No, Sebastian. It was Sebastian's dad. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So so if you want to hear that, you can go look it up on that show.
Okay. And then just to end it, just to piss you off, 33-year-old Jessica Woods in Florida.
Oh gosh.
Palatka, Florida, was panhandling outside of the store for a couple days with her 18-month-old baby. A lady asked her if she needed help, and Jessica turned down help, but she said, "What you can do for me is buy my baby for $500.
Oh, hell.
When the lady said no, she put the baby down and left the baby there. The lady called the police. The baby went into foster care, and Jessica Woods was arrested for child abuse, child neglect, and abandonment of a child. Let me show you what this girl looks like. She is...
What is wrong with people?
Buy my baby for $500. I don't even know how to describe this.
Would she go to buymybaby.com? Oh, God. Good Lord. Is that my boss?
Google Jessica Woods.
Well, she
Florida.
on crack. How does she even?
She's
How do you even
100% a
have
crackhead.
a baby? How do you even
pregnant,
get
Bob.
pregnant when you have that much? I mean, how much shit is in her system? That.
Oh, I
good
know. It's so
grief.
sad. But luckily, the baby is in. Well, hopefully, luckily, the baby's in foster care, and gets a better home.
Well, I sure hope somebody bought that baby because that lady does not need to be having a baby.
No. So if you want a baby, $500. Go
Yeah,
find Jessica.
get you a crack baby.
Woo! And that's it.
Because
That's
you
all
know
I
that
have.
baby's on crack.
Is the baby on crack?
Well, I mean, do you think that lady went 9 months without doing anything? She looked like she
Maybe
was
she
well
had
into
the
it.
baby and the baby made her get on crack. What if it was somebody else's baby? No, nobody would trust her to watch the kid. I don't know. It probably is a crack baby, but maybe you can detox the crack baby and it's not so bad. I don't know.
Oh,
That's all I have. We have a full episode on Thursday, and where are we going?
We are going to Houston.
Let's go to Houston. H-Town. Don't
We're
forget
going
to
stay aware
stay alive.
and always be DTF.
Bye, y'all.
Goodbye.